Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you are joining us from. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Coach's Corner. Woohoo! Well, today we're going to talk about Inspire. Okay, I've had a lot of requests to do an episode on tips when it comes to Inspire. So this one is not going to be a very long episode, but it's going to be very informative. Before I get into that, I definitely want to remind you that if you are interested in purchasing IrisVision, then please call into our support line at 855-207-6665 and press 1 for sales. And one of our awesome sales reps will be more than happy to go through any information or answer any questions that you may have in regard to our products. Okay, so if you are already a user of IrisVision, then you can use that same phone number, 855-207-6665, for any kind of technical support, and our awesome support team will be ready to help you along the way as well. So let's dive right in, guys. Okay, some of you have the Inspire headset. That's the newer headset that looks like this. It looks like a pair of glasses, right? So typically when you go through a coaching session with me or maybe one of the other coaches, we go through an overview of the different accessories that come in the package, different ways you can use the device and the different views or modes. So one of the things that people may forget about is that there is actually a little hole here on the headset. So where I am pointing is on the opposite side of the cable. So the opposite side of the tether, where for those of you who know where button number 4 is, there's a little hole right at the end of the arm of the headset where the arm meets the actual lens. And that hole is for earbuds. Okay, the 3.5 connector for earbuds. So if any of you are having maybe a little trouble hearing the device, you can plug those earbuds in, or if you're enjoying the YouTube feature, but you don't want anyone else to enjoy it, or everyone else doesn't want to enjoy it, you could plug in earbuds right here in this little jack on the opposite side of the tether. There's a little hole at the bottom where you can plug in your earbuds. Okay, so that's tip 1 for being able to hear the device better, or maybe having a little more privacy and listening to your YouTube videos. Another tip that sometimes is not realized is that the eye guard is magnetic and removable. Okay, so you can actually take the eye guard out of the headset and use it that way. Now, when I use Inspire, I typically take the eye guard out. Okay, this allows you to be able to see a little bit more from the bottom. So if you're wearing it, you'll be able to see from the bottom to reach out for like your cup, an object, a pen, anything like that. Okay, so it also gives you a little more field of view. So you could try it out that way. If you have a little sensitivity to ambient light though, you might want to keep it on, because there will be ambient light coming in from the sides and the bottom and maybe even the top. Okay, but give it a shot. Try it without the eye guard, see what you think, and you never know. Okay, so that's for the eye guard. Now, the Inspire phone. As you all know, the Inspire phone is going to have a yellow screen, as you see here on the video. When you have the yellow screen, you're going to swipe from the bottom up to unlock the phone. Okay, that's very important to do, because if you have that yellow screen and you plug the phone in and then you put the headset on, you're not going to really see anything on the display but the time. Okay, that sometimes will confuse people. So just know that you always have to unlock the phone. So in other words, get rid of the yellow screen by swiping from the bottom up to unlock the phone. Okay, when you plug the phone in, you'll be able to pair the remote control. Okay, next step here, next tip. When you pair the remote control, you're going to want to press the 2 buttons towards the bottom of the front of the remote control. In other words, the button that has the raised dots on it, and the little smooth indented button. When you press those at the same time and hold on to it, then the device will say controllers connected. Okay, you may need to do that when you unplug the phone because it's going to unpair itself. So I always say in my coaching sessions, the basic rule of thumb is if you go to use your remote and it doesn't work, more than likely you need to pair it again. And you pair it by simply pressing these two buttons on the front of the remote and holding it until you hear the device say controllers connected. Keeping in mind that you do have to keep the phone plugged into the tether when you do that, okay? It's not going to pair if you don't have the phone plugged into the actual cable here, the tether. So make sure you have it plugged. Sometimes people freak out because they see just the Inspire logo on the cell phone. So that's okay, because if you're seeing the double screen like you saw on mine, you don't want to have that on there. You want to see just the Inspire logo and it'll turn black. Okay, that's the way it should be. If you see the double screen like you saw on mine, you definitely want to call into customer support, okay, and they can help you take care of that, because what'll happen when you see that is your device will actually warm up a little bit faster and the battery will drain a little bit faster. So you don't want to see that double screen. Call into customer support at 855-207-6665 and they can help you take care of that, or bring it up with your coach on your next coaching session and one of us can walk you through getting past that as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. There are definitely more tips when it comes to Inspire, but we'll save those for another episode. Okay, I hope you found this particular one informative. If you like it, please thumbs up, share, show your loved ones, your friends, whoever's helping you learn along the way with your Inspire unit. Or if you are someone who's interested in maybe purchasing Inspire or IrisVision Live, please call into 855-207-6665. Like our social media pages, share our social media pages, put comments below, let me know what you want to hear about, and I will definitely bring it up on a future episode. And it doesn't necessarily have to be IrisVision focused. It could be whatever topic you're interested in that you want me to dive deeper into. Okay, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.